Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I would like to welcome you to the extraordinary general meeting of Singapore Airlines. This is being broadcast to all of you by way of a live telecast and a live audio feed. Let me apologize for this. We apologize for all of us having to wear a mask. Relevant documents and information by no later than 72 hours before the commencement of this meeting. These comprise the proxy forms to appoint the chairman as proxy to vote on his behalf on the proposed resolutions to be passed during this meeting. His pre-registration to attend the meeting via the webcast or the audio feed. And 3, any questions you may have in respect of the subject matter of the meeting. The company's responses to the substantial and relevant queries on the proposed EGM resolutions have been uploaded on the SGXNet and the company's corporate website prior to the meeting. The time is now past 11:30. The company secretary has advised that the quorum is present. I therefore declare the meeting open. The proxies lodged have been checked by the company's share registrar and scrutineers, RHT Governance, Risk and Compliance Private Limited. The directors and members of the management are present at the meeting via live webcast or audio feed. I have the pleasure, therefore, to introduce them to you. In attendance, we have Mr. Goh Choon Phong, who is also the CEO of the company. Hello, everyone. Then we have Mr. Gautam Banerjee, who chairs the Board Audit Committee.
Good morning, everyone. Happy to join the meeting.
Next, we have Mr. Chia Soon Yan.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm here.
Mr. David Gledhill.
Good morning, everybody. I'm here. Thank you.
Mr. Lee Kim Shin.
Good morning, everyone. I'm here.
Then Mr. Dominic Ho, who chairs the Board Safety and Risk Committee.
Yes, I'm here, Chairman.
Ms. Goh Swee Chen.
Good morning, Chairman. Good morning, everyone. I'm here.
And finally, Mr. Simon Chong, who chairs the Customer Experience, Technology and Sustainability Committee.
Good morning, Chairman. Good morning, everyone.
Next, I move to our senior management team. Choon Phong have already introduced. Next, we have Mak Swee Wah, Executive Vice President Operations.
Good morning, everyone.
Mr. Lee Lik Sin, Executive Vice President Commercial.
Good morning, everyone.
Mr. Tan Kai Ping, Executive Vice President Finance and Strategy.
Hi, good morning, everybody.
Chu Kai Seng.
Mr. Stephen Barnes, Senior Vice President Finance.
Good morning, everybody.
And finally, Mr. Brenton Wu, our Company Secretary.
Good morning, shareholders.
We will start today's meeting with a presentation by Mr. Goh Choon Phong, the CEO, followed by Mr. Stephen Barnes, SVP Finance. You'll be able to see the presentation slides on your screen. The presentation slides have also been uploaded on SGXNet and the company's website in advance of this meeting. The presentation will give you a good understanding of the reason for the rights and the bond issues. I shall now hand over the meeting to, may I hand over to Goh Choon Phong for the presentation.
Thank you, Chairman.
Good morning, fellow shareholders. My presentation today will touch on 4 key points. 1, SIA's track record of performance. 2, impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic. 3, measures taken to address the challenge. And 4, the rationale for the rights issue. SIA has consistently delivered profit year after year since our incorporation, and that is done in a highly competitive industry. We've gone through major events such as 9/11, SARS, the global financial crisis. And I would say that our profitability record is unmatched by any established carriers in the world. We've also been very nimble and proactive in addressing.
No choice, I cannot connect the Bluetooth. Noise, don't complain.
For example, we've established our own LCC in Scoot, which is now one of the leading LCC in our part of the world. We've also invested in airlines overseas, such as Vistara in India, to ensure that we are able to tap new engine of growth for the group in the future. We have also done a successful transformation program over the last 3 years. And if you were to look at our third quarter results last year, which is the October to December 19 quarter, we have achieved the highest revenue as well as load factor.
No, they put it there. Don't kacau me. Should have been know you all. The noise, so what? Now I lost my recording.
First, to recover. We already see reports about China, how the Chinese are able to restore domestic market now to almost 50% of what it was before the crisis. We, of course, have reacted by cutting 6% of our capacity in late March. There is, however, no clear indication of when the border controls and the travel restrictions will be eased. If you take a look at our performance in the first 9 months of the year and contrast it with the fourth quarter, you can see the drastic deterioration in the traffic. And bear in mind that in the fourth quarter, which is for us the January quarter, it is in March that we are seeing the most drastic cut in capacity in response to the crisis. So what have we done? Measures to defer non-essential capital expenditure. We'll work with suppliers to look at rescheduling payment, working with aircraft manufacturers, Boeing and Airbus, to look at rescheduling and deferment of aircraft delivery. Management has cut our salary, the board has cut the board fees, and the rest of our staff have taken a combination of both voluntary and compulsory no-pay leave. With freeze recruitment, we went on to tap other sources of credit, including looking at asset-backed financing, We're fortunate to have strong government support for the aviation sector in recognition of the strategic importance of the sector to Singapore. In fact, Lee Tian Heng has described the Singapore Air Hub as an important pillar of Singapore's economy that supports other sectors such as tourism, manufacturing, and logistics. He also referred to SIA as a strategic asset for Singapore. Of course, with virtually no revenue coming in, even though we've taken all those measures, they are not enough. Hence, we have to take proactive and swift steps to shore up liquidity and strengthen our balance sheet. The capital raised through these rights and rights NCDs will account for us as equity, thereby strengthening our ability to access the debt market in the future. The funding will meet both near-term liquidity needs as well as giving us the ability to capture medium to long-term growth beyond the COVID-19. We will continue with our fleet renewal, although at a slower pace, for future operating efficiency and competitive advantage. We will also preserve our highly skilled and talented employee base, which will be crucial when the recovery comes. Now, many airlines may not survive this crisis. With a strengthened balance sheet, the company will be able to focus on preparing for a restart and ensuring that we will be stronger and fitter and be first off the block when the recovery comes. This is the end of my presentation. I will now hand over to my colleague, Mr. Stephen Barnes, to elaborate on the proposed rights issue. Stephen.
Thank you, CEO, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. There are two resolutions for consideration at this EGM. The first concerns the proposed rights issue by Singapore Airlines and is in two parts. The first is a renounceable rights issue of new ordinary shares, which we call the rights shares. And the second is a renounceable rights issue of mandatory convertible bonds, the rights MCBs. The rights shares are offered on the basis of 3 rights shares for every 2 existing shares, at an issue price of $3 for each rights share, to raise up to approximately $5.3 billion. The rights MCBs are offered on the basis of 295 rights MCBs for every 100 existing shares, at an issue price of $1 for each rights MCB, and this would raise up to approximately $3.5 billion. Together, the rights shares and the rights MCBs would raise gross proceeds of approximately $8.8 billion. The second resolution would authorize SIA to issue up to $6.2 billion of additional convertible mandatory, I'll try that again, additional mandatory convertible bonds, the additional MCBs, by way of one or more rights issues. Additional MCBs may be issued at any time after the proposed rights issue, but within 15 months of this EGM, and they shall have substantially the same terms as the rights MCBs. I should mention that SIA only plans to issue additional MCBs if it becomes necessary to do so. The issue price of the rights shares, $3, is at a discount of approximately 32% to the theoretical ex-rights price, or TERP, of $4.40 per share. This is calculated on the last transacted price of $6.50 per share on the day before the announcement of the rights issue on 25th March 2020, the last close. Further, the issue price of the rights shares is at a discount of approximately 54% to the last close. The rights NCBs will be accounted as equity, but they are structured to mitigate immediate dilution to existing shareholders who do not take up their pro rata entitlements. The zero coupon feature relieves SIA of cash flow pressures during the terms of the rights NCBs, which shall mature on the 10th anniversary of their issue date. The rights NCBs will be converted only upon maturity 10 years after issue. Their value at maturity, this is known as the final accreted principal amount, will be converted into shares of SIA. The final accreted principal amount shall be $1.80.611 for each $1 of rights NCBs. This is calculated based on a 6% annual yield to conversion, compounded on a semi-annual basis. The initial conversion price for the ordinary shares of SIA is $4.84 per share. And this represents a 10% premium to the TERP. The initial conversion price is also subject to adjustments to preserve the value of the rights NCBs for events such as dividend payments, share repurchases, and so on. As I have explained, conversion of the rights NCBs is only possible upon maturity. Before then, SIA has the option to redeem the rights NCBs in whole or in part every 6 months using internal cash flows or refinancing with other financing sources when the markets recover. If they are redeemed, it will be at a price to yield 4% per annum if redemption is within the first 4 years of issue date, or 5% per annum if redemption is within the 5th to 7th years of issue date, or 6% per annum if redemption is from the 8th year of issue date onwards. Yields to the date of redemption will also be compounded on a semi-annual basis. The step-up coupon feature compensates investors for continuing to hold the rights NCBs for a longer period. For the avoidance of doubt, the rights NCBs are not redeemable at the option of the holders. The rights shares and the rights NCBs are offered concurrently, but they are capable of being accepted independently of each other. Tembusu is a wholly owned subsidiary of Temasek. Tembusu has undertaken to A. procure Temasek to vote in favour of the EGM resolutions today, and B. subscribe for or procure subscription for, firstly, Temasek's pro rata entitlement to rights shares and rights NCBs. Secondly, Temasek's pro rata entitlement to additional MCBs in any future rights issues of additional MCBs, which may be undertaken within 15 months from the date of this EGM. And thirdly, any unsubscribed rights shares and rights MCBs, and, if applicable, unsubscribed additional MCBs. Tembusu's aggregate subscription amount under this undertaking shall not exceed $15 billion, and no fees will be paid to Temasek or Tembusu in connection with the undertaking. This concludes my presentation. Back to you, Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Choon Phong and Stephen. Let's carry on the business of the meeting. Each shareholder would have electronic access to a copy of the circular, which contains information in relation to 1. The proposed renounceable rights issue of new ordinary shares in the capital of the company, and mandatory convertible bonds. And 2, the proposed issuance of additional mandatory convertible bonds and additional conversion shares. These are ordinary resolutions and will be conducted by poll, the voting, and actually shareholders have already cast their votes. As I mentioned earlier, as chairman, I have been appointed as proxy for many shareholders for the voting purpose. So let me move on to Resolution 1. Resolution 1 seeks the shareholders' approval for renounceable rights issue of 1 up to 1,777,692,486 new ordinary shares in the capital of the company, defined as rights shares, at the issue price of $3 for each rights share, on the basis of 3 rights shares for every 2 existing shares held by the entitled shareholders as at the record date. Fractional entitlements to be disregarded. 2, up to $3,496,128,555 in aggregate principal amount of mandatory convertible bonds, defined as the rights MCBs, in the denomination of $1 for each right MCB, at the issue price of 100% of the principal amount of the rights MCBs, on the basis of 295 rights MCBs for every 100 existing shares held by the entitled shareholder as at the record date. The principal terms of the rights issue may be found on pages 13 to 26 of the circular. The rationale and financial effects of the rights issue may be found on pages 28 to 34 of the circular. We shall take Resolution 1, the full text of which is set out in the notice of EGM, in pages 88 to 90 of the circular as read. The votes under valid proxies have been counted, and the results of the poll votes are as follows. 99.79% of the votes have been cast for the resolution. These represent 834,885,611 shares. 0.21% of the votes have been cast against Resolution 1. These represent 1,724,548 shares. Abstentions are in respect of 2,922,900 shares. I therefore declare the resolution carried. I'd like to thank shareholders for their support. Resolution 2, the proposed issuance of additional mandatory convertible bonds and additional conversion shares. Resolution 2 seeks the shareholders' approval or authority to be given to the directors to 1. Issue up to $6.2 billion in aggregate principal amount of mandatory convertible bonds, defined as additional MCBs, on terms substantially similar to that set out in Appendix 2 of the circular, at any time and upon such terms and conditions, and for such purposes, and to such persons as the directors deem fit. Such additional MCBs to be convertible into new ordinary shares, defined as additional MCB conversion shares. and the conversion price to be determined by the directors is on the terms set out in Appendix 2 of the circular, subject to such adjustments and other terms and conditions as the directors may think fit. And 2, a law can issue, notwithstanding the authority conferred by this resolution may have ceased to be enforced, such number of additional MCB conversion shares as they may be required on the conversion of the additional MCBs, as well as upon the adjustment of the conversion price, in accordance with the terms and conditions of the additional MCBs. Such additional MCB conversion shares be issued and credited as fully paid and to rank pari passu in all respects with the existing ordinary shares. A summary of the terms and conditions of the additional MCBs will be found in Appendix 2 of the circular. The rationale and financial effects of the additional MCBs may be found on pages 28 to 34 of the circular. We shall take Resolution 2, the full text of which is set out in notice, and pages 9.